gentlemen, as you clearly understand by now, ChatGPT created snowball effect, honestly. From Q4 last year until today, there has been an exponential growth of interest across multiple industries. Everyone's talking about generative AI. You would imagine that this is another hype, something similar to metaverse or blockchain or cryptocurrency. However, it's very evident clear it's not, simply because of the implications, practical use cases of generative AI. Today, we stand at a cliff where we are bombarded with the choice fatigue, honestly. There are hundreds of AI startups claiming to be the best in the market. Every week, you will see thousands of announcements. All the public hyperscalers are investing billions of dollars trying to advance the platforms and achieving that cutting edge. However, with great power comes great responsibility. What about ethical implications of AI? How will you achieve the perfect balance between innovation speed and maintaining transparency, neutrality, and avoiding bias? Today, I'm joined by a very esteemed group of panelists that cover multiple backgrounds and sectors, and we'll try to address some very practical use cases on the ground. Maybe we can start by a quick introduction. Name, title, or what you do.
Okay, hi everybody, so thanks. Good afternoon, so I'm Thierry. I am currently acting chief researcher for telecommunication and cybersecurity needs in TII within the Artificial Intelligence and Digital Science Research Center. We're located in AbuDhabi, Abeidat City, actually, and we are a government entity.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. My name is Mo. I lead the technology at Aramex, so across 65 countries. We are based here in the UAE because we're publicly listed at the DFM, but we are kind of a unicorn story that's a 40-year-old story from the Middle East. We work with a lot of technologies, including the latest that we're going to be talking about, which is generative AI, and AI overall is a big part of our operations.
Hi everyone, this is Vineesha. I have worked with UAE government for a very long time, different entities, different experiences. I've also worked with rulers called Ivana, and also a couple of global consulting firms. Most of my experience is around UAE government sector, the technology regulations, and the whole strategy when it comes to emerging technologies.
Thank you. Okay, let's try to set the stage. Please feel free to keep this a very interactive session. If you have questions, feel free to ask and wait at the end. Dr. Thierry, maybe you can help us clarify some terminology. We hear about large language models, artificial general intelligence, generative AI, machine learning. What's unique about generative AI? Why it works?
Okay, thanks for the good question. So let's classify maybe within the generative AI. Okay, I mean, LLM is definitely one major part of it. Okay, large language models. So initially, LLM, large language models. Okay, where giving the traction from NLP, natural language processing. Okay, so it's really a shortcut, chatbots, or a translation for languages. Okay, and thanks to some, breakthrough, architecture, such as transformers, actually, just to mention, transformers, encoding, decoding, and with what we call attention, okay, within the transformer architecture, okay, we are able actually to ingest massive amount of data. Okay, so LLM means initially text, okay, what we call a corpus of text. It could be, I will explain, it could be web pages, etc., or highly quality data, specialized data. Okay, and the beauty of that is that we realize that, of course, they were somehow giving outcome of the task. Okay, for say a chatbot, for instance. But what we realize is that thanks to this huge amount of data and thanks to this innovative architecture, okay, the scope of the task that we are capable of achieving, okay, is beyond what was expected. Okay, and you see these general applications, which is quite amazing. Okay, in terms of achievements, is that okay, they are learning, and this is deep learning technology. always based on data, math on the data. Okay, so deep learning with neural networks, right, based on this transformer, architecture, right? But at the end of the day, this is ending up with what we call a pre-trained model, which is kind of generic model, which has a lot of knowledge, many different domain, okay, based on the data that it has ingested, and again, which is going beyond what was expected in terms of applications, okay? And then based on that, we can specialize this model. We can refine, we can fine-tune, as we said. Okay, it's like going to school, right? Everybody gets background, a common background, okay, with history, geography, okay, maths, etc. You know. But ultimately, at some point of your studies, okay, you need to specialize, okay, in medicine or physics, engineering, you know. And this is basically the same approach. Okay, you end up with a very nice model. As you said, people are well connected, but the same, the model is well connected. Get a good background, a good foundation. That's why we also mentioned foundation models. Get a good foundation, a solid one, and then you can specialize in some applications. Okay. So, and generative AI is also embed, of course, everything regarding images, videos. Okay, which most of them are using also different architectures. Okay, like stable diffusion, for instance. So there are many, let's say, but there are many different ways of doing that. Okay. But definitely the transformer architecture, especially if I made the decoder side, okay, is definitely outbreaking in terms of performance and applications.
Yes, thank you. Okay, question for you now. It's another early discussion. I know that AI is nothing new for Aramex. I've been using several use cases for years. However, the ease of expansion, the large data set available with generative AI and language models change again. Can you give us a few examples how potential use cases you foresee?
Sure. Sure. So just to elaborate on generative AI, because this is an explanation I've had to give to the board recently and to the executives. Generative AI is basically, it's about a program, computer program, that's going to produce things, artifacts based on things or artifacts it's learned. Simple, right? So these artifacts could be words, just like the large language models that I've done, or in Aramex's cases, it's addresses, right? Your address, my address, everybody's delivery address. And from our version of the generative AI, beyond just the large language models, because the evolution of it's going to generate things regardless if it's words or not. But in our case, we work on same sort of structure. We have a deep learning architecture that will take any address that comes to us through a shipment, and we try to predict exactly or generate exactly where the lat long or XY is, so we can deliver it to you with the highest precision, right? So that's our generative AI model. Now, if we talk about the text space, the large language and how we're using that, I mean, the use cases are fairly straightforward in when it comes to text-based generative AI. We're using it to, I was actually at a talk by Sam Altman last week in Jordan, and he's emphasizing the things that use the current state of generative AI. It's not here to replace jobs, it's here to replace tasks. So use it to be as efficient or as super productive as possible. That's what we do. So our marketing team, our sales team, we incorporated this. Actually, we launched our own internal chatbot where we infused it, or we got it to ChatGPT, so we can enhance our messaging, our communication, our content that we create. We are also planning in our pipeline right now another simple use case again on the text-based generative AI. Is that we pioneered one of the earlier parts of AI, which is chatbot in general, so you can follow up on your shipments. But so far, the use cases have been straightforward. Where's my shipment? Here it is. Or reschedule it. Okay, I will. But now, with ChatGPT or with generative AI, we are augmenting it a little bit more so that we can ingest quite a bit of our knowledge that we have, so we can be a little bit more human and conversant in our chat, right? So it's beyond rule-based discussions, it's more really predictive discussions within certain guardrails. So these are the core topics. I think it's important for everyone to know that it's not just ChatGPT that the world is going to see. They're going to see generation of different types of artifacts, chemical formulas, new medicines, lots of different things based on what you feed it to learn, and it will come back to you.
Indeed. I mean, I work for a media organization, and I can honestly spend hours looking at how a single workflow, video, indexing using AI has been transformed with the advent of AI. I mean, for content moderation, compliance, metadata management, unbelievable use cases. Now, Vineesha, you advise government entities, several high-profile clients across UAE for years. Now, how do you foresee the data strategies with the generative AI affecting decision-making? How is it transforming the thinking process?
Yeah, so I second with Mo on what I'm pronouncing your name right? Okay, so I second with him in terms of like how initially it was just basic chatbots. So even in government entities, all the entities were going with basic chatbots, and we were improvising. And recently there was a launch of UASK, which is the UAE-based chatbot, and there was also a guide which I recommend all of you to check it out. It's called Generative AI Guide, and it has almost 100 use cases across government, banking, and different sectors. So these kind of initiatives really sort of indicate the whole focus that the government entities are also having on Gen AI and how much they're exploring this particular field. In terms of the digital strategies, there was always the room for Gen AI, there was always a room for NLP-based automation initiatives. But now we are looking at something which is more matured and also sort of combining different technologies. So initially, I would see in entities there would be like a chatbot project, and then they would have certain use cases for that. Now we're seeing more or less like, okay, once the chatbot element is done using the Gen AI and NLP, after that we will probably use, say, text analytics, we will do emotional analytics, after that we will trigger our RPA bot, and we'll have a cognitive bot instead, and then we'll trigger our ERP to do a certain function. So now it's no longer like a one single initiative sitting together. It's more or less like different technologies marrying each other and a beautiful use case falling out of it. So the impact that I've seen in terms of government entities is really huge.
Do you go big or you target the low-hanging fruits, quick ones? Which strategy?
So initially, to be honest, whenever anybody enters a new organization, I hope I don't offend anyone, but whenever there's a new CTO, even if it's a strategy officer or an HR officer, right? We always try to impress the management, and that is the time I see that people really go with low-hanging fruits, and they're like, let me do a few use cases around me, let me do a chatbot. That I have seen, but I personally am controlling the urge of going and saying, do this, do that, and sort of controlling the urge and saying, okay, you know what? Do basic things, boring things like data cleaning, data governance, don't just jump on AI, because a lot of places we see the maturity of the infrastructure itself is a big challenge. Looking at AI might not be necessary, and again, in public services, sometimes simplicity is better. Like there is a form and public has to fill it. Sometimes if there are like 10 fields, you don't want chatbot to go up and down, back and forth. And I remember, I think a few years ago, we were discussing Aramex example in the government, and we were like, okay, for them it makes sense because you were doing one specific case. That time I think about delivery address and the one you were explaining. But for something which is like 20 fields, it might be annoying. Go with something simple, go with the e-service web form. So I always say that if it's not needed, don't use it, because in the end, it's the community and public that's working on it.
So if I may just comment a little bit, especially for government services, because Thierry will be discussing agriculture with many government stakeholders and entities, because we've been releasing 5 panels, which is, actually number one right now in the world, the open source, LLM leaderboard, which means we are outperforming ChatGPT 3.5, for instance, and other concurrents. This has been designed in AbuDhabi. Okay? I think you're right. The point is, again, we should see that as a tool. Okay, that's really the key point. Okay, Sam Altman in Ritz 71, it goes also here in AbuDhabi. Okay, for speaking the same. Okay, this is really a tool. Okay, very advanced tool. Okay, where we have the user interface, which is quite nice. Okay, very user friendly because this is based on the text. It could be based on the speech as well. We just need to put an interface speech to text. Not that a big deal, okay, more like Whisper, for instance, doing that. Okay, so again, you get a very nice user interface. You can really naturally speak, okay, with this tool. Okay, that's why I was mentioning NLP, natural language processing initially. Okay, Okay, so it's very user-friendly again. And the key point of this tool is that this is, unifying many different tasks. Because again, actually, initially, even though we call that LLM, large language models, of course, now you can get many multiple sources of information. Okay, what we call multimodal, or multimodal LLM. Okay, where you can have pictures, and videos, sound, you name it. Okay, even in robotics, you can have some sensors information, like GPS or anything else from the sensors. Okay, and everything again is gathered as a corpus of information. And again, the point is that this tool will unify all that. It makes a bind, okay, will identify the pattern, okay, common to all this information. And when you ask, okay, please, can I renew my visa or whatever, on the user interface for a government agency, then not only will understand your request, then it can, let's say, trigger functions through API, okay, in order to connect to the right website, the right platforms, recover information, so if you UAE pass, for instance, then you can trigger some actions over platforms like the tab, okay, for instance, which will really unify many things. So everything will go automated, and that's the beauty of it. You interface with naturally speaking, right? And then it will trigger everything. And if you ask, like, okay, can you summarize the actions? Okay, or can you draft a report? It will cherry on the cake, it will do that. Because again, this is text. But, and that's the beauty of it again, unifying all these different sources of information. Okay. And then if you want to specialize, because as I was mentioned, this is a common background, but then you need specialization, okay, in order to improve the accuracy. We were mentioning that before. So you can start playing with it, what we call the prompting, and start playing with that to say, well, it sounds like it understands, okay, what I'm speaking about. But accuracy is not that much. Okay, I need to improve this accuracy. Then you trigger what we call the fine-tuning when algorithms, etc., which will be key. Okay, but that means you need to feed this new tool with your own data set of information, which are private, which are professional data sets, with goldmine for every enterprise or government agency. Okay, and you feed this data set and make fine-tuning again, specialization for the tasks that you are expecting to be achieved.
Amazing. Now, this provides me with the path to my next question before you get into Thierry. Now, UAE has announced a new vision years ago, basically to be in a global leading position when it comes to AI by 2031. Now, TRI, Technology Innovation Institute, was established 3 years ago in AbuDhabi, and it's just unbelievable how within a couple of years you managed to create a large language model outperforming other models created by giants like Facebook. Can you just take us through that journey? What was the motive? What is 70 versus 40B, and what does Falcon mean to the UAE?
Okay, thanks. Well, first, step back, I think we need to acknowledge first the government vision, okay? Again, to establish this Technology Innovation Institute, where we have 10 research centers, autonomous robotics, quantum computing, cryptography, renewable energy, etc. Okay? We get like around 900 people almost, just 3 years. So this is quite a vision and a commitment not to attract talent, and talent are also local. Okay, we get quite a lot of Emiratis there as young researchers, female and male. Then there was a vision from my former boss, okay, the chief researcher, Professor Abeidat, okay, which established this group of AI units, and we launched actually this activity regarding LLM when we didn't have the hype. Okay, because of course we need to acknowledge that since the end of last year, okay, there's quite a hype around ChatGPT, which is good for us because again it demonstrates that the vision was right hype. Okay, that's a high-level management. Okay, the committee and they supported this vision as well. Okay, so everything was united, let's say, to cook this nice achievement. And then again, we had amazing researchers there. Okay, just to give back to César, relevant to César. Okay, so attracting talent all around the world with a lot of diversity, and again from the UAE as well. Okay, but managed all together actually to design this model. Then, to speak more precisely about Falcon, okay, what makes the difference? Okay, so Falcon, LLM is 40 billion parameters. Okay, so maybe for some of you It doesn't tell anything, but let's say ChatGPT and 2.5 is not like 175 billion, so quite huge, like 4 times bigger. GPT-4, okay, it's like even trillion, okay, 170 trillion parameters, right? So it's quite medium size, okay. However, we still outperform ChatGPT 2.5, which means, of course, we managed to find some of the recipe. Okay, we don't say that we have the holy grail of the recipe. Okay, we managed to find the right angle, the right approach, given the size, and given the young research that we have, okay, to achieve a good performance. And one of them, which is actually a good achievement from Falcon LLM and results, okay, is clearly in the data pipeline. Okay, so this refined web, okay, data set that we are speaking about, and the data pipeline is what we call, MTA, okay, so macro data refinement. Okay, so data pipeline means that you are establishing really a pipe. Okay, so how to access the data. Okay, and what kind of process you are doing on the data itself. Because when you talk LLM, as you can see, the number of parameters means that you need a lot of words. Okay, what we call tokens. It's not exactly one-to-one equivalent, but it's for usual people, okay, you can think that words is a bit better than that. Okay, that you need a lot of volume of data. Text, okay, for achieving good performance. So if you take 40 billion parameters, that's huge. And for our case, okay, we have been training, Falcon, for instance, okay, on 1 trillion tokens. And we have a data set which is 5 trillion. Okay, refined web as a whole is 5 trillion. And we release open source and extract of it, okay, which is like 600 billion, okay, tokens. For everybody, okay, to play with that, which means you can train your own model if you want. Okay, play with it. Okay, no need to mention Falcon, as we were just saying, is open source and royalty free. Okay, so that's a good achievement, and I think we deserve that. Okay, and the point for us within this MTA, okay, this macro data refinement, is that we demonstrate, that's what the key difference with respect to ChatGPT, for instance. We demonstrate that if you take any data from the web, okay, and if you apply the right rules, right process, you can end up with high quality data sets. Because usually what our people are doing is that you specialize, you are curating some very specialized data sets, what we call high quality data sets, okay, and you are trained on top of it. However, we are going to run out of that because the size is increasing more and more, So we have this challenge, like, how are we going to find the right recipe because the size is going to increase, so the volume of data that could be requested for achieving right performance will increase, and we are going to run out of high quality data. So let's have a look what we can do with what we call common crawl. Okay, common crawl is an available dump of internet pages. For the past more than 12 years, there is common crawl non-profit organization which is scrapping, which means dumping all the internet somewhere. Okay, so you can access that. This is what we did. We did access to common crawl, and then we are applying some very leading-edge technologies in terms of filtering, in terms of text extraction, in terms of curation of the data, in terms of deduplication, etc. Okay, that we are explaining in our paper. Okay, but these are really leading-edge technologies. Okay, with some tweaking, of course, of some recipe from our researchers. Okay, and basically at the end of the day, okay, we are taking out 90% of the information, and the 12% and 10-12% which is remaining is very high quality data, which means again we managed to demonstrate that we could achieve that. And the best demonstration, this is the performance of Falcon.
Amazing, honestly, it sounds like rocket science. Extremely complex.
Well, actually, it's more about the cooking. That's why I was speaking recipe. We think this is, everything is written. Actually, research is about you need to try something. Sometimes you fail, sometimes it's better. And it's still the infancy. That's why we are going to speak about something else. Now we are still there trying to cook.
Honestly, I'm really proud that this is happening with me.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, one question for you. Now, just getting out of your domain, Aramex, I noticed that you have recently joined the board of Abeidat.
Yes.
So basically, you're trying to pioneer generative AI in a completely different business to transforming real estate. What does that look? Just share with us some of the cases.
This is pre-ChatGPT when generative AI became mainstream. It was actually a good idea with the founder is that there's a problem in the real estate market overall. So when you look at a listing portal, right? It's not an easy task to come up with a unique description of the property beyond that it's a 3-bedroom overlooking the beach, right? So it was, and the thing is that plays a part. So good text takes a lot of mental sort of strength to come up with something creative and something compelling with the right language, grammar, etc. And to be a catchy paragraph for somebody who's seen the listing, right? So the founder had that idea. I mean, I was working in prop tech and AI back in property monitoring when we were looking at generating an automated valuation model for house prices, etc. And I saw firsthand how challenging that was as a task being exposed to real estate. So it's a simpler form of generative AI, pre-GPT. Actually, we're enhancing it with GPT generally. But it allows let's say the target is real estate agents, so they can go in a certain generative AI tool, which is override, and select the property that they want, create the property, select certain attributes. Yes, it's a 3-bedroom. Yes, it has a certain space or size. Upload some photos, and then all this text that you kind of put in there, or the input parameters, including the images, will turn into a nice, compelling copy that's unique to this property, right? So it's been a hit so far, honestly, because it's not just a local issue, it's a global issue coming up with unique content. And this is back to what I said earlier, so this has just made the real estate agent's life a lot more easier because they don't have to spend so much time coming up with text. So I thought it was a nice example to see how generative AI, whether with the GPT world or without, is actually enhancing lots of these.
Will you provide this service to the zone to be with, for example? Or?
So right now it's a standalone. I mean, we're looking at growing the business, but obviously there's going to be we're working directly with real estate agencies to help accelerate. So we have Fan Properties, some of the big ones who see the value and then immediately jump on the productivity factor. They want the real estate agents to be out there talking to people, not just thinking, or their admins thinking, how do I describe this differently than another property that looks exactly the same, right? Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Vineesha, back to your areas and the main expertise. Now, we talk a lot with VIPs, government officials, with decimal answers. What are the main misconceptions you have identified when it comes to generative AI? Or let's call it not necessarily a misconception, but a pressing issue, a challenge. Is it something like, oh, I'm going to replace my entire team, or this is going to kill my business, or this might be biased, or someone might jailbreak ChatGPT and produce a very sensitive text? What misconceptions like this?
Misconceptions? I think like some of them might be right about things, and maybe you all can tell me if it's my misconception. But definitely there's always this element of data security and risk, because when people are actually, like, I'm seeing not just government sector, otherwise also, people are really getting lazy to even write an email these days. It's fine. And when they're putting the question to the ChatGPT, they're actually saying, I want to reply to my manager, working in XYZ company. So that's where the risk starts becoming, right? You start exchanging, like you're writing information which is confidential to your organization. So I think that is the biggest challenge that we have to be careful about in terms of organizations using. And I think Google just banned, right, the use of ChatGPT at work. I just saw it in the news.
I think they did, but they come up with a new feature where you can tell it what you want to write as the email, and it'll write the email for you. So
Okay.
eliminated competition.
Yeah, so that way it's fine. In terms of misconception, I remember that there was one particular entity that I was really trying hard to meet the CFO. And the CFO kept ignoring me, he wouldn't answer my calls. I was doing this RPA sort of roadmap for them. And there were a lot of back-end work that was included in finance section, like always, those are the best use cases. So he would keep avoiding me. I would be like, then one day I actually went and I said, what is the problem? Like, why are you ignoring? You're not meeting us and you're not giving us time. Then he sort of opened up and he was like, no, I mean, I really like these people. They've been working with me for 10 years. And unlike startups, unlike private entities in government, I've seen there are many people who've been there for very long. So then at that point in time, they were like, we don't want to automate, we want to keep the people. So that is where the misconception was there, even for RPA, even for AI, that it might lead to like sort of job threats. But again, this is true in one case also. People will start doing more value-added activities if they are, free from doing these kind of copy-paste work or writing huge emails. I think we spend a lot of time just writing basic emails and escaping situations also politically. But overall, I think the misconception still stays in terms of taking over the jobs. But again, other jobs are going to open up, and this is a never-ending discussion that we always have.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I think about a couple of things, of course, I mean, what you just mentioned. Let's start first with the security. Okay, sorry, cyber security. So I think that's the point, I mean, what we wanted to highlight, for instance, with Falcon, okay, with Falcon Highlight, especially, again, here in the UAE, okay. But obviously, I mean, we see many stakeholders, but all enterprises as well, we are very interested with on-premise, deployment, okay, which means you can deploy that in one data center, okay, or at least with your, let's say, with the support services that you trust, okay, with your own data, okay, you can deploy Falcon everywhere you want, basically.
Just the GPUs.
Yeah, of course. That's the basics. Okay, you need a processing power. Okay, of course, at least for the inference. Okay, for the predictions. Okay, but that's the beauty of it. Okay, you can deploy on premise. Okay, so you can only trust first. The data. Okay, because we are sharing that very openly. Okay, and then of course that means you can inject your own data within this model because this is, for instance, your own premises. Okay. Or, let's say, inside the data center of the people that you trust already. So there is no disruption, okay, within your IT architecture, okay, you can deploy, Falcon very easily, okay, and I think this is a new market that everybody is trying to address, basically, okay, to convince and to gain the trust, okay, of people and partners, okay, but this is something, of course, of interest in terms of huge benefits for the enterprise, or, let's say, the administration, okay. But we can control as well the outcome of it, and regarding system research, still regarding what we call hallucination, right? And this is part of the quality process as well, okay, within LLM, okay? But I think in terms of cybersecurity, this is good and true because you can deploy it in your own premises, okay? So there is no major impact, okay, about it, okay, clearly not. Then when we come back to what we just discussed before, it's like this is a tool. This is all about optimization, efficiency improvement, okay, where you were mentioning, with if you get an executive assistant, that are obliged to write emails, mailing lists, etc., send templates, well, all this kind of things can be automated, okay, but it's the same for any kind of positions. What should be tedious? The LLM, okay, can make a proposal, okay, can generate something, make a proposal, then you can decide, okay, you are using it or not, I can just imagine. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, but he can propose something, and the fine tuning is all about the accuracy and the performance of the generation. Okay, but then it means you can focus on more strategic tasks. So which means the ARI, okay, of the company or the efficiency of your administration, okay, will increase anyway. Because innovation is still part of the human being. The innovative task.
Main question here is: if you go to your CFO home and ask him to give me $100,000 to invest into an experiment, generative AI, they will always ask about the return on investment. How do you achieve that balance? Is it qualitative or quantitative?
That's a good question. Luckily, our CFO is fairly tech savvy. so in your example, actually, he was the one of the promoters saying, listen, I need an RPA, and I need a digital citizen model, that kind of thing. But it really depends on the culture. Obviously, naturally, all CFOs, or most CFOs, would be kind of black and white without understanding the impact of tech. I think the CFOs that have an edge in this world, and anybody in any of their professions that have an edge, have to have a little bit of tech in them, or tech exposure in them, so that they can sort of elevate their thinking to a different level. But listen, at the end of the day, when we talk about AI, I have to be targeting the 4 core parameters of my tech strategy, right? And it's either that we're going to be creating new revenue streams or enhancing existing revenue streams. We're adding efficiency, which is the case of the RPA. It's fairly straightforward. We eliminated X by deploying this much. or delighting our customers, which obviously has an impact of indirect impact on revenue generation and our status overall in terms of understanding our customers. And the last one, which is, you could argue that this is not a clear cut for finance people to understand, it's the future proofing, right? We don't want to be, as Aramex or any company, left behind because it's easy to experiment with AI, and then 5 other startups came up with a shoestring budget, as they call it, and then come up with it in the end that disrupt us, right? So you kind of have to have that defensive or preemptive part of your strategy, right? And I think if it fits in these 4 buckets, it's an easier sell, especially if you have a tech-savvy CFO.
Yeah, maybe just to mention a couple of additional domain of application. Okay, so we are starting to speak cybersecurity. Okay, for instance, and our group, for instance, in TII, is working on an application of LLM for what we call self-healing. Okay, self-healing means when you get a vulnerability detected, within software, right? With any kind of software.
Yeah, source code.
Yeah, binary and source code actually. So you detect a vulnerability, and usually, let's say, hackers are trying to attack such kind of vulnerabilities, right? So when we detect that, we have ways to detect that with AI. Okay, we managed to actually generate news. So, thanks, maybe 𝐄𝐝𝐢𝐭𝐢𝐨𝐧 in GitHub is one of the examples where you generate software code. Right? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we generate code. Okay, taking into account the constraints of vulnerability that we detected. Okay, to heal. Okay, to cure. Okay, this vulnerability. Okay, and we make a turbo processing, which means we iterate. Okay, and we managed to demonstrate already like 85%. Okay, of vulnerability self-healing. And this is just the beginning. It's really a quick win, I would say. Okay, and we are, of course, investing a lot in that domain. Another part which is also important is intrusion detection systems. Okay, again, hackers for networks, telecommunication network, for instance. As I said, we are applying LLM, large language models, to detect behavior, which is weird, let's say, in terms of protocol of telecommunications, And finally, not best of least, there is a revolution going for cellular systems. So the new beyond 5G, 6G networks, we get native AI, which is AI from scratch, from the beginning. Before it was security by design, now it's AI by design. And here, LLM, the paradigm that the LLM is bringing to the telecommunication transmission is totally new, because it's all based now on semantic communication. Not only channel, some of you might know the digital communication, but semantic communication. Because what you are transmitting is not pure data, but this is the model. It's what we call the embedding, the model which has been encoded by this LLM. So it's a bit complicated, but let's say this is really a breakthrough in changing really this domain of the CG.
So now we also have DPR, Digital Data Protection Regulation. Now apparently the European Union is meeting today trying to create a new regulation for AI. This has a potential impact of every single model, including foundation models. There is talk that maybe in the next 2 to 3 years, every single company will be given a mandate to apply safety by design, or safety standards controls. Now, question to the Thierry is, for us, for those who are starting the journey early on, how do you balance speed of innovation with applying safety, transparency, and ethical development of AI?
Yeah, that's a tricky question. If it was so simple, everybody will do it. But generally speaking, it's always the same, right? Regulation is always behind, this innovation, because that's a fact, and you need to understand a little bit what you can achieve. You need to digest it, even as a researcher, So that's why it's always behind, but that does not mean that it will not happen. Regulation, you need that, as you just mentioned, and from our side, TII, the trustworthy AI, is something that we apply as much as we can. That's why we are releasing this data set, for instance, for the sake of transparency, right? And also because we have some cybersecurity researchers which are working what we call adversarial attacks, which means to understand how you can attack your data poison, your data sets, etc. So understanding that means you can counter strike. So regulation, you mentioned it. We should be careful not to stop innovation, because So far, and that's my personal opinion, okay, so far, okay, the benefits are quite higher, okay, compared with the problems. You know, there are so many other problems in the world, if I may, okay, and it has always been the case with new technology. You know, it will still do the same, you know, so that's quite a natural cycle of innovation, but you cannot stop it, because if you stop it somewhere, somebody is going to push it somewhere else.
You know, luckily, UAE has always been very opportunistic when it comes to current technology. It's not like entering the blockchain GPT with open up those.
And I would say the basic rule is common sense. You know, honestly, it's also part of the education. It's of everybody, but this is common sense. You know, there are a couple of applications and things that okay, well, if I inject such kind of data, I know it will be totally biased. You know, and we pay attention to that as much as we can. Okay, honestly. And releasing that on the open source is also a way, let's say, to get people committed, okay, to investigate and to refine the model and the data set, you know, because we cannot do everything. You know. And open source, like standardization, you know, that's a good occasion to get cross-review and reach consensus among many different stakeholders, with different opinions, different culture, you know, and also competitors. But at the end of the day, these are the success stories, you know.
If I may just add quickly, is that we're humans, right? We fear what we don't understand. So AI seems scary. A lot of people reacted really negatively if you're not technical because it seems overwhelming. It seems too human. It seems, and although it's mathematically, it's a prediction formula, right? It's statistics, it's probability. So our job as technologists, I think anybody in digital, is to help humanize this and bring it closer to everyone to understand what it is in very basic terms. When I started the discussion. One thing I wanted to convey as well from when I saw Sam Altman speak in Jordan last week is that he said that he was asked about why did you stand up in Congress and say that demand regulation and stuff. He said, I'm not speaking about the current incarnation of AI. I'm speaking that we have to start now because the next incarnation of it is going to be a lot more intense than where we are today. So I said, we need to just band together to prevent the generation of mass destruction weapons, sort of viruses, that kind of stuff, but the time is now. We're not going to have to wait until then to do it. So for now, let's get a little bit more educated and educate ourselves on what's happening so that we can embrace it and really utilize it for our benefit.
I think we're running out of time. Still have many questions on the topic and still have
Yeah.
But thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.